Let's see. Perfect. Share screen. All right, good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 10th. As usual, doing analysis for US 30, gold, and EU. So in this instance right here, starting off with the daily bias. Daily bias for US 30 for me, as of yesterday, switched from bearish to bullish. Gold bias, it is still bearish, but you can see gold printed a buy SAR. So what that's telling us is that we might want to start wrapping up on our bearish bias or on our sells, but until daily candle closes above 1872, that's the only time I'll start looking for buys on gold. EU, we might get this daily closure above this zone today, above the buy SAR that's formed, but we'll see if we do get that. So going over, I don't think we have anything immediately here. So nothing that we are missing. So I can look at other things for now. US 30. I don't want to do that for now. Okay, going to the 4-hour and 1-hour time frames. Here on the 1-hour time frame, we have a double SAR on US 30. That's right here, but we need 2 hourly candles to close above 33,691 in order to even think about buying US 30. Nothing on gold. Gold is rejecting from a single sell SAR. I don't trade single SARs by themselves, but you can, if you want, you can backtest and find ways to do that. EU, nothing on the 1 hour, nothing on the 4 hour as well. So now we are left to the, and I like how US 30 is coming back down. So you see this zone that I'd marked up that I just sent in the trade ideas. So this is why I wanted to wait for market open. So for US 30, starting at the 30-minute time frame, we have a double SAR that's right here, this zone and this zone. So this, if I delete it, you'll probably see it clear. So this SAR and this SAR, because I know they're mixed in with the 15-minute. So we had a break. This would be the continuation candle of the break and continuation. In the next 20 minutes, if this candle closes above this zone, that would be a break and continuation of a 30-minute time frame. So we need to be, remind me in case I forget, if at 10 a.m., we need to see where the 30-minute US 30 candle will close. So I'll mark this up as a possible break and continuation because we've already gotten the break candle. Now this would be, if the current candle closes above, that would be a break and continuation for a buy. So I'll just mark that up. But if it closes below, then of course, the trade invalidates. We also have another 30-minute. So there's another 30-minute that validated. So if you guys can see here, this zone, so you have this SAR and this SAR here. So we already had a break and continuation. And then the 30-minute, of course, validated here for that trade that I'm talking about. But of course, if you took that, you would have gotten stopped out. And right, the key thing is always make sure your stop loss is below the SARs you're trading. So forget about this zone. I'm talking about this small zone that's down here. So we do currently have a 30-minute that already validated. So based off of what I normally tell you guys, you'd wait for a 1-minute live SAR to come in this zone. So currently we do have a 30-minute that's already validated, but based off of how US 30 is dropping, I can tell we don't have that 1-minute entry just yet. So I'm hoping, so we already know we have a 30-minute that's already validated, so we can let US 30 keep dropping. Also, where again is US 30 dropping? We have another double SAR here. So this is the importance of just having that daily bias, because if my daily bias for US 30 is a buy, I'm not just buying at the top, right? So US 30 can still drop, and you can see I have a bunch of buy zones like all the way to the bottom, right? So I don't care if US 30 keeps dropping, and which would be the better for me. So we have that zone right there. But keep in mind, if you guys do find an entry on the 1 minute before I drop down there, we do have an entry that validated on the 1 minute. What again do we see on the 15-minute time frame? On the 15-minute time frame, you know what? I'll remove this for now because I feel like we just have too many markups. On the 15-minute, US 30 is retesting. So this is that 30-minute zone that we saw. So for that's a 30-minute zone. So if you don't see any lines on any of these zones, they're more than likely like the opposite or the other time frame. So US 30 is currently rejecting from a double SAR on the 15-minute, which is where we got that pump up to the upside, right? So if I replay this, I'll show you guys. That's the one I'd sent in the trade ideas, but I wasn't comfortable taking a trade before New York market open, especially after a bank holiday. So if I replay this, you'll see the same thing that's happening right now. So that's your test candle of this double SAR zone. The next candle, you need the next candle to close above that zone. So the next candle, guess what it does? Closes above that zone. So if it wasn't a day after, this is a trade I was actually looking to take. If it wasn't like a day after a bank holiday, I was willing to take that trade because A, stop loss would have been below my SAR. So that's the trade that went into profit and achieved like a 1:1 and then would have come back at break even. But you can see US 30 is currently rejecting from the same zone right there. So 15 minutes. So here's what you can do. We do have an entry on US 30 that validated on the 30-minute time frame. Daily bias for US 30 is bullish. So you can either wait for this 15-minute, because what I'm about to do right now, I'm about to go down to the 1-minute time frame and see what we have there. So you can either wait and get this either 15-minute entry or 30-minute entry. So we have either a 15-minute or a 30-minute entry that might be loading. But personally, I want to see what's going on the 1 minute. Only reason I'm going down to the 1 minute is that we had a trade that validated before market open. That validated up there at market open. And I'm going down to the 1 minute because what is it? Because the entry was far away from the SAR. So I'm waiting to see if we get a live 1 minute SAR bar. Okay, moving on to gold. So gold, I am bearish. Daily bias for me hasn't changed until we close above this daily SAR. So I'm still looking for sells on gold. Yesterday we had a nice, so starting off, and let me open my MT4. That way I'll be able to see when US 30 is coming up. For gold, starting off at the 30-minute time frame, there's really nothing unless you extend your chart to the left and try and find charts to the or zones to the left. So there's, because gold hasn't been here in a minute. So unless we come all the way up here, I don't see any immediate 30-minute SARs for me for gold. So we have one at 1868, which is a heavy selling area for me, if I remember correctly, even on the hourly or 4 hour. On the 15-minute, at 1 a.m. this morning, we had this double SAR. Actually, if I extend, if you extend a little bit, sometimes if an instrument has been in a trend for a while, you might have to extend the chart a bit to the left. So you can see this double SAR right here. So keep in mind, there's a trading view limitation that the SAR can only extend for up to 500 candles. So here we had this double SAR right here, and it gave an entry. Actually, I think it was 1 a.m. Eastern time. So the entry it had given was a test and rejection. So we didn't have any huge, again, because it was Asia session, we didn't have a lot of candles, but these two candles right here, okay. So US 30 created a live 1 minute SAR. So I'm gonna mark this real quick because I'm looking at it on my MT4. You would need two. So based off of how US 30 has moved down here, I can tell that the 15-minute test candle has been is probably being validated. The 30-minute zone has already been tested. So you can either wait for the 15-minute entry or the 30-minute entry. The one I'm looking here is the 30-minute entry that validated before market open. So I'll just observe this area right there, but I'm looking at it on my MT4, so I should be able to tell. So here, for this double SAR zone on the 15-minute time frame, I want you guys to see, right? So look at that zone. So we already know it's a double SAR zone. So we don't have any break, right? We don't have any single 15-minute candle that broke the whole structure, right? That started off at the top of that zone and broke the whole zone. So if price comes down, if price comes below this structure, what entry would it give you? Like right now, because price closed here, the entry now it would give you is a test and rejection because price is below that sell area. So you would need two 15-minute candles to test this zone and close below it. So the first candle, it tested your zone. That's your test candle. The next candle rejected from that zone. So it also closed below it. So the key thing, both candles have to close below or above the zone. So this was a test and rejection entry for a sell on gold, and 30 pips stop loss, 60 pips TP, and the trade came 23.15. So, you know, I normally tell you guys don't trade between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this trade actually, right, came in at 11:15. So that is a valid time to trade. And you can see for this one, went straight to TP. So that's an example of a test and rejection. I didn't take it. I normally go to bed early, but you know, same thing. So right here for gold, I don't see anything on the 15-minute time frame. I don't see anything on the 30-minute time frame. So unless gold comes back to this zone here where we have a double, I don't think the other trade. Okay, so still pending. Unless gold comes to 1861 or comes to 1864 and creates a double test, I'm not going to, I'll just stay on the sidelines for now. But keep in mind, gold has told us at 1872, if I close above 1872, if you're in sales, you might get burned. So I'm also a bit cautious on taking sells on gold right now because we've already gotten that by SAR. And for me, if you've been seeing some of the results, I've already been banking on this downtrend on gold right here. So I really don't want to just chase another 1% and risk losing it. For EU, US 30 is still consolidating. EU, nothing on the, what zone was this? I think this might be a 30-minute zone that I marked up. So EU going to the 30-minute zone. Where did I get this zone? 15-minute. I must have gotten it somewhere. That's weird. I'll go ahead and delete this. I don't know. It might have been a 30. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I got that zone. So EU on the 30-minute time frame, nothing really. There was a break and continuation here. I can see there's a break continuation entry that validated there. But again, also for EU, I would rather take a sell for gold than EU. The reason for that is look at how close EU is to the, I'm sorry, that's the dollar. Look at how close EU is to its buy SAR on the daily. It's literally at it. Gold is gold relatively to 1873, which is where the buy okay, so I need 2 candle closures above this zone to take this US 30 trade. So here's the other thing also for you guys to note. If you drop down to the 1 minute or 5 minute, it's better off so on the 1 minute or 5 minutes, the candles or this extension, this settings right here is about 5 candles. So it's always make sure that those 2 candles are closing inside that 5 candle range. So for example, right here, this one is good for me because the last candle is literally at the last 5. So 1, 2, 3, I think it's after it's formed. So all I'm saying is that make sure those two candles are within that line. So for example, if this currently, which is my continuation candle, was my break candle, which means the continuation candle would have been outside that threshold, I would not be looking to take it. So make sure that if you're trading a live SAR, make sure the candles, those two candles, are within that range. So this one, let me see where it's going to close at. US 30, 50. So it closed below, right? At the very last second. So you see, that was the live SAR. So that was the break candle. That was the continuation candle. The continuation candle closed below the live SAR. So again, we have to wait again for another live 1 minute SAR. But what I was saying is, so you see this range, I know it's a bit of colors down there. So you see like this 1 minute live SAR. Let's assume we're taking this trade. So this is where actually the 30-minute validated, because it validated at the top. But let's assume this was what we were waiting for. Now, if you get your confirmation candle and it lies outside the threshold, outside the boundary of the live SAR, wait for another live SAR, because you would ideally be taking your chances on there. And of course, you can always, you don't have to do the 5 candle extension like I do. You can do, if I change this to 8, you'll see the live SAR line extend a little bit. But just make sure whatever value you put in here is how many candles the SAR will extend to. So of course, on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and daily, I leave this at 5. On the 30-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hours, I put this, the max is 500. But whatever value candle you're putting in there, make sure that you wait. You make sure that the candles are closing within that threshold for that trade. So here, I'll just wait for another 1 minute SAR, and I will look to enter that trade. So anyway, what I was talking about, EU, I would rather take a sell on gold than EU, because EU is literally close to its daily buy SAR, and we have like 7 more hours till the day ends. Gold is 1873, so that is $18 away, so like 180 pips away. So that's, I'm pretty sure I can catch some pips, some sell pips on gold. But EU, since I'm doing like a 25 pips stop loss, 50 pips TP, I am not willing to take a sell on EU. So I'll just wait. If it closes above here, I'll change my bias to bullish. So let's see what's going on the 15-minute time frame. So let me put these extensions back. So we already know on the 1 minute, we are waiting for another 1 minute live SAR. So on the 15-minute, so you can see this double SAR, right? So this was invalidated. So here, we were waiting for a test and rejection, but then the candle I was hoping to be the test candle closed below that double SAR. So right now, what other entry can we get for this zone, for the same zone? So if the candle closed below, if the candle that I was looking for it to be the test candle closed below, then that means price closed below my zone, and now my zone, since I'm looking for a buy, was above the candle. So here, what we might be getting is a break and continuation, which means if that is to happen, this current 15-minute candle has to close above 33,633. So has to close above here. If it closes above there, and I still want to take the trade on the 15-minute time frame, what would I do? I would have to wait for another 15 minutes and wait to see where the next 15-minute candle closed. If the next 15-minute candle opened above this zone and also closed above this zone, then yes, that would be a break and continuation entry. Okay, so for the 15-minute time frame, we know that we would have to wait for another 18 minutes to enter the 15-minute trade. The 30-minute trade, this right here at the bottom, this is a double SAR of the 30-minute time frame. So this is giving us a test. So you can see we are testing from this zone. But for us to enter this trade on the 30-minute time frame, we have to wait for this 30-minute candle to close, which would be a test candle if it closes above here. And we would have to then wait again for the next 30-minute candle for it to be the rejection candle. So if you want to be to wait for those two entries, the 15-minute trade may validate in about 18 minutes. So that would be at 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. The 30-minute trade will validate at 10:30 a.m. If anything, may validate at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't think I'll be on the live session for that long. So that's why I'm waiting for that 1 minute entry. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. So like right now, we already know for the 15-minute time frame, we have to wait until 10:15 a.m. Or 18 minutes from now. For the 30-minute entry, we have to wait for like 33 minutes from now. So the only one we are left is this one, right? That break continuation, the one that validated up here. So the one we are waiting for on the 1 minute time frame. But other than that, I don't see anything else worth taking or waiting for. So I'll just wait down here on the 1 minute to see if I get another live SAR. But let me know if you guys have any questions. And I think tomorrow we have some news, if I'm not wrong. I think tomorrow we have tomorrow we have PPI. Yeah, PPI tomorrow and CPI on Thursday. So you might see some consolidation in the markets before then. Yeah. And liquidity is pretty much dying in the market. So I don't see anything. I'll hang around till maybe that 10-15 time frame and see if we do get that 15-minute entry. If we don't, I'll just call it a day. Also keep in mind, so the more liquidity keeps dying off in the market, the harder it is for this SAR to be SARs to be formed, because ideally the SARs are normally formed when there's a bunch of liquidity in the market. So if we don't have a lot of liquidity in the market, it might take a little while to for that SAR that I'm waiting for the 1 minute SAR to be formed. Also, to be honest, I'm glad to be looking for buys on US30. I don't really like selling US30. I think I was traumatized a lot when I first started trading US30, and also US30 is a directional asset. So the other one, if I go here on the forecast, so you guys remember I told you, right? I've been saying US30 based off of the last 10 years back testing that I've done, US30 is likely to form a new all-time high. New all-time high, and also end the year with a yearly high, because for the last 10 years, and I'm lazy, I still need to do this for gold. The last 10 years between July and September, sometimes July to August. So for this time, I was anticipating the downtrend on US30 to be July to August. And then I think we caught the sell on US30 somewhere. Yeah, because I used this one. So it was the first week of August. So sometimes it goes to July to August, sometimes it goes July to September. The idea here is that the months of August and September are the worst, ideally, quote unquote, the worst performing months in the markets, primarily because it's end of summer. There's low liquidity in the market, almost beginning of the fourth quarter, end of the third quarter. A lot of market makers normally take their summer vacation, so they're not really actively trading. So that's why you normally have a lot of terrible market action. But after that downtrend ends, either sometime in August or sometime end of September, you normally have a major market rally. The idea here is also hedge funds, 401ks, they really would like people to end their year in some profit. So think of it, when you invest like in 401k or pension funds, where do those pension funds invest their money? They invest the money in the Dow, in the S&P 500, right? In the stock market. So they would like their customers, which is like the public, to end the year off in profit or with the market doing well. Ideally also because we are coming into a festive period. So you can imagine if you're coming towards Christmas and your 401k is down 50%, right? So they also want to encourage a lot of spending in the markets during this period. So they normally rally the Dow and other markets. You'll see a big rally towards the end of the year. And then in the beginning of the year, sometime end of January, end of February, they normally drop the market. So for example, here, this was the same thing happened with last year, 2022, right? Came up. Now, last year, they didn't do an all-time high, but they ended the year in a high. So of course, it's not every year that they do a yearly high or whatnot. So you just have to do the back testing and see what variables they are. So they either end the year with an all-time high or with a yearly high, or end the year with a rally. So you can see here in 2022, at the end of October, what happened? Mid-October, they rallied price back to back to back to back, ended the year up. Look at what happened in the beginning of 22. Sometime in February, started the downtrend, right? The correction back. I'm still waiting for this. See, this is the issue with low volatility. We're not really getting that live SAR, because if we had gotten it, we would be running up. But anyway, we'll just wait for it. So I can go back to the previous year. So if you want to look at the previous year, 2021 ended the year with an all-time high, with a yearly high. Same thing. Here in 2020 was an anomaly, but same thing. Rallied the markets end of October, rallied the markets all the way up. Look at what happened. I know this was COVID, but in February, same thing. I know the drop was accentuated by COVID. 2019, same thing. October, rallied the markets, all-time high, yearly high. For this one in 2019, they started off the year in profit. So they really didn't have too big of a drop until sometime in May. In 2018, ended the year with a low, with a yearly low and probably all-time low. So you just have to do this back testing. So of course, it's not going to be every year. They're not going to do the same thing because the markets would be predictable. So the key thing, what I normally look for here while doing this back test is I try and find some years that are moving like how 2023 is moving, because again, the markets are cyclical. So I try to find some years where markets moved similar to 2023, and I try and find the relation. So if I find like out of the last 10 years, 5 years are moving or moved similar to what's happening in 2023, then I have a high probability of have a high probability of catching the same direction. So for example, like this trade right here, this year, 2021, I would be curious to see what other years in the last 10 years did markets move the same way here, so that if, let's say, the next year starts moving the same as 2021, then I know when to expect, I know when my mid-range would be, and then I know what to start looking for. So that's ideally what I do. But yeah, so this is a swing trade from yesterday. So this was a perfect, I don't want to miss this trade. We're not even forming that live SAR. This would be a swing trade. So I loved this trade yesterday, ideally because we have that buy signal based off of the reversal indicator. Also, we had a daily candle closing above a live SAR. Also, it's going in the direction of my overall bias. So for this trade, if you want to take it, it's 850 pips, stop loss 100, 850 pips and 1,700 pips TP. So ideally stop loss below the previous lows on the daily. So somewhere around 32,760. The TP, if you want to do a 1:2, would be 35,321. But the reason I'm doing this back testing, there's something I want to, start doing next year, just taking this entries. But that's the reason why I'm just marking it up. But this is a swing trade if you want to take that. Yeah, this is just moving a bit too far for me. So what time is it? So we have like 8 more minutes before the 15 minutes. So now if we go back to the 15-minute time frame, we'll start seeing that we're getting that break and continuation, right? So if I extend this zones again, and you don't have to wait for me to, right? You don't have to take exactly the same trade as I do. So some other things might line up on your end. So this is that break and continuation that we're getting, right? So when this candle was still going, I told you guys what we're getting here is a break. So I'll go ahead and mark this up. So I told you guys what we're getting here is a break and continuation for a buy. So this is still a break and continuation. For me, I like waiting for 2 candles to close. You don't have to. So this is a break candle, broke this double SAR zone, continued. So for you to take, again, this is the issue with the days before news, you can get some ranging. So if this trade validates up here, again, it's not for me. I would wait for price to retrace down here and go down to the 1 minute. So same thing we are waiting for on the 1 minute time frame for the 30-minute trade that validated. But here we have a possible break and continuation right there. But due to low volatility, that SAR on the 1 minute did not form. So it's probably forming sometime now. Nope, still not yet. Yeah, so I think I don't think there's anything else. So you guys just keep an eye out on it, because even though this 15-minute entry validates, the SARs are so far away from my entry. So I'll just keep an eye on it. What I would like to see is US 30. So since it already validated, I would want to see US 30 come back to, I mean, if you guys are already in buys, right, I hope it goes into your way. But I want to see US 30 come down here, give me a 1 minute SAR somewhere here, and then I'll ride US 30 back up. So this is what I would want to see on the 15-minute and on the, I'm sorry, on the 1 minute time frame. I would want to see some retracement because we're getting that retrace, that 15-minute entry. Let me know if you guys have any last questions. If not, then I'll catch you guys tomorrow. If the trade does come for me after the live session, I can post it in as an official trade. And also that 1 hour, right? The 1 hour entry, you have a possible break and continuation. So I'll also mark this up just for my own use so that I don't forget. So we have a possible break and continuation on the hourly time frame. And keep in mind, higher time frame SARs are stronger or have more power than low time frame SARs. So this is actually a double. Any questions? Break and continuation. You want to replace it? Yes. All right. So
bro,
for this 1 hour entry,
yeah, bro, I got one. For EU and GU on the when the daily candle closes above the SAR, sometimes once it closes above, the next daily candle closes below again. So the bias, even though it shifts maybe to bullish, it still comes back down and carries on as bearish. So in that case, how do you deal with that?
So here, what have I written, right? The last daily closure of an SAR level. So I don't care remember, SAR stands for stop and reverse, support and resistance. So it does not mean that if a daily candle closes above a bullish SAR, that price is going to keep going up. No. So here, like for me with, for example, here, let me give an example. Here, I'm still bullish on the dollar, right? As much as we've had a daily candle also closing below the, all I'm concerned about is the color of the SAR. That's it. So if a daily candle closes above a green SAR, my bias is bullish. If a green candle closes above a red SAR, my bias is bearish. I don't care if the next daily candle closes above a, so here, I'm still bullish on the dollar, regardless of the fact that there's a daily candle that closed below this this bullish SAR. I'm still bullish on the dollar. So I don't deal with it because that's not how I interpret it. So for me, I just look at what color is the SAR. Is it green? Okay. Is there a candle that closed above it? Yes. Then I'm bullish. That's it. Because you have to understand what the SAR is. And also for me, I'm a trend trader, so I don't trade both ways. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Plus,
Yeah, so
the reason I do that, if you just put whatever, if you're talking about GU, put let's do it. Wait. Okay. Let's do randomly here. Go to GU. You just have to find your niche and see what would work for you. That's all. I'm not saying it's not possible. You can definitely trade it that way, but for me, I'm always going to be, this is how I do it. So for me here, I understand the reason I chose to use the daily bias the way I think of it is look at how many times a daily candle closed above any of, whether it's a buy or sell SAR, and look at the price action from then on. So here, for example, yes, GU closed below the daily. And at this point, for me, I would have still been looking for sales. And right, sure, I could have gotten burnt on this move up, but it doesn't mean that every time GU is going up, I'm selling, right? I have those 4-hour and 1-hour zones. That is the purpose. I'm not just trading the daily by itself. And then at this point, if GU closes above here, then I'm looking for buys. So for me, my safety net is that I have entries on the 4-hour, I have entries on the 1-hour. I might have gotten burnt if I was looking for sales on GU here. I would have probably gotten burnt, but if I got burnt, I probably got burnt like once and not more than once, because I have 4-hour entries, I have 1-hour entries. And for me, right, I'm waiting for 2 candle closures, on the 4-hour. Maybe you're getting 1 candle closure below for a sell, and then for the break or test, and then the rejection candle still goes up. So it keeps me away from those trades. Now, you can still find a way. I'm not saying it's not possible. You can find a way to say, okay, if I am bearish and another daily candle closes above my sell SAR, then my bias switches to bullish. You can do that as well. I haven't back tested, so I can't really answer that question. So it's upon you to then back test that and see, does that work for you? If it works, then go ahead and use that.
yeah, there were trades for on the 15-minute and the 30-minute as well, but you would have just got stopped out at break even probably, because yesterday there were trades and they were valid. Like you said, you wait for the 2 candle closures, but you know how you say once you're in, is it our, you said
1:1.
yeah, 1:1, that's it. Then you set the break even, isn't it? Yeah, so you would have just got stopped out at break even at least. So I don't think you would have lost
Yeah,
unless you didn't set break even.
yeah. Yeah, so just find what works for you, and right, what logic works for you. For me, it's, and I'm just trying to not take too many trades. If I, like, literally, if I was, if every candle that closed above a daily SAR, I switch from buys to sells to buys, I would just get confused. So for me, it's much simpler. I just write, if I come here on the daily, that's it. Like, I don't have to change this chart, and that's why I've marked it daily bias. So long as, right, and it's so simple visually, that's all I need. And then once I get that, I move down to the 4 hour and I move down to the 1 hour. So it also depends on where you're at as a trader. For me, where I'm at, I take fewer trades. Like I probably take like 3 trades a week nowadays. So I take fewer trades a week. My key thing, daily bias, that's it. I go there, then I move down to the 4 hour to the 1 hour. So here, if I was to trade every time, I mean, the markets have been nice and trendy nowadays, but if I go like here, this day for US 30, this one I'm bearish. When this one closed up, bullish. When this one closed down, I'm bearish. So every day it's like I'm looking for different things. It's like, no, I just find one and then I follow that direction. Guys, this one on the 5 minute. I don't know why there was a 5 minute entry, but not a, oh, because this 5 minute entry happened where this 1 minute entry happened at the bottom here or something. That's interesting. I would have expected another 1 minute SCR to be formed. Yeah, this 5 minute is far for me. Yeah, anyway, I'll if I don't get filled in, it is what it is. See something with this. You know what? I was gonna take this breakout buy, but let's see. 71, 21 would be. No, this is too close. Anyway, I'll just wait for the next trades. It is what it is. All right, see you guys.